Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Artist Exchange Live.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Starts now.
Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Artist Exchange Live.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Starts now.
Hey, what's up, people? It's me, Nate, host of the new Artist Exchange podcast on my platform called the Artist Echange Media Hub. I'm really excited. We are only a few shows in. We've had a couple, malfunctions, if you will, but I am definitely working on those things and making sure each show is great. Don't forget to tune in or subscribe to our YouTube page at the Artist Exchange Media Hub. We have not three new shows. We have two old shows, as well as this one, the Artist Echange Podcast. We have on Tuesdays, we have Binge-Worthy Podcast with myself and George Bunton. We talk about all things art. We don't necessarily grade it, but we kind of create discussions surrounding some of the topic matters or the issues at hand compared to where we are. On Wednesdays, we have this lovely show, the Artist Exchange Podcast. And then on Fridays, we have a new series where I meet up with individuals from various fields and backgrounds, and we have a 7-week series of conversation. This month, we're working with Alan D. Gray. He's a visual artist, music artist, and we have discussions surrounding Black men. We're both Black men, so we talk about topics that surround us and the things that affect us, or just things from our perspective. And we're actually on week number 5 coming up, and we're talking about the negative image of Black success. So tune in this Friday at 1 p.m. For that great discussion. And then rounding out our shows, we have IMC Podcast, which comes on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. with Black Roses and KD. It's all things women-led, women point of view. And every now and again, I might stick my head in and give a male perspective on things just to balance it out. And starting on the 14th, we'll have Mr. Blue Waters. He'll be revamping his show, Cocktail Socials, and he'll be coming back every 2 weeks. So his show is bi-monthly. And if you know Blue, mixing anything with a cocktail is going to be a catastrophe, but it's going to be a lovely catastrophe of just spirited conversation. Blue is a very intelligent person. People don't realize it because he's so animated and so larger than life, but he is such an intelligent person. He's a therapist. He's a music artist. Now he's an actor acting around town. So he'll be joining us twice a month with the Cocktail Social. So you never know what conversation you will get with them. And if you would like a show, come on, join us. You can revamp your show. We can start a new show for you, all on a virtual platform right now as we build. But today, I have a special guest who hasn't been on my show for years. So much so I had to dig out the crates, my old show theme song, and her voice is the first voice on it, saying the Artist Exchange. And I got to work with her a couple times, but she is such a ball of energy, but yeah, she's so laid back at the same time. I don't understand the juxtaposition of that, but you'll get it after this conversation. Welcome, Miss Roxie, to the building. How you doing?
I am all right. How are you? Thank you so much for having me. Before we get started, I just have to say congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean, that's amazing, and keep it up.
Thank you. It's people like yourself. I've watched you jump out there and just do something, and do it well. If you don't know, Roxie is a producer, an actress, now a life coach guru. Move over, Iyanla. Here comes Miss Roxie.
Yes.
And I'm really, and it just inspires me. And I like the healthy competition that this artist community that we're in the DMV has, where we're always just trying to do something and just create something from within and just using ourselves as the content and putting it out there. But how have you been so far? Oh,
Listen,
I'm not saying so far, but since the last time I saw you.
since the last time you saw me, I've been on what they call a roller coaster.
Mm,
As you know, life is like that. It has you up, down. Uh, yeah,
Lord.
but it's a thrill all at the
It
same time.
is.
And you're scared, and yeah, then you get off.
And you're locked there, you can't get
Like, no,
off.
no, I want to get back on again. So
Mhm.
that's what I've been doing. I've been riding the roller coaster called life, and
A ghetto roller coaster and a ghetto theme park.
listen, and sometimes, but but I'm doing really well now, and I think I got off, and I found my way. Now I'm just like hiking on a peaceful path.
Mm, I
Yeah.
feel you. I feel you. So I reached out to you because I had started following you on social media as you're going through this. It started out as you just kind of posting your exercise journey. Now it's turned into something that's more internal than it
Mhm.
is external. And I was enjoying it because as we all are getting a little bit older, you have to start focusing on your not only your mental health, but your physical health, your spiritual health, and you're kind of going through that whole journey. Um, Out loud. And I was really inspired by that, so much so that I was like, I gotta see if she'll let me join her journey because I need it. And many of us we watch you, but we definitely are waiting for you to start this class or this
The next,
Saturday morning, whatever that may be, because we're ready. And she
listen,
cheated a little bit because she was already a little slim, sexy, but I'll give her that. I'll give her that. I know it's skinny people got their struggles too.
don't we? I was like, yes, we do, right? But it's all about like just being healthy too. Like heart health is just like the
Hmm.
most important thing. Um, yeah. So I when I listen to you talk about it, I'm like, wow, you really get it. That's exactly
Hmm.
what's happening. You're like watching my journey, just
Hmm.
becoming, closer to me, more aware of me, like, and just and committing
Yeah.
to something. And so the live and sweaty came from me. Yes, just talking. I got challenged. I was in this exercise group, and I would just come on the videos when we did our check-ins, and I was like, "Hey, it's Roxie coming to you live and sweaty." And then my coach, she was just like, "I challenge you to put that in your IG story." You know,
Mm.
right? Because she was trying to get me to be a coach too. So like she's trying to open me up. I'm like, I'm not scared to be a coach. I just don't want to be a coach. But okay, that's
That's a
cool.
lot of responsibility.
A lot of responsibility. I got a lot of things going on, and I'm like, I add to that like selling products. No, 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 no.
But
So
you found I saw like I've been watching you since the beginning of it. So you would go on vacation and you would get the girls to like and I was like, who is she? Who she think she is? That's my vacation. Why I gotta but I
why we
found myself one like, let me get up and do at least 10 minutes or something if she on vacation doing it.
Yeah, I was like, we gotta at least do this one day. Y'all gotta do this with me. So, it has been cool trying to pull my friends into it and watching them being inspired. But also, like when I'm outside and I just like run into people because people don't always like comment. They don't. So
Mhm.
sometimes I really don't know. I'm just doing it because it's for me,
We
and I need.
watching. We
And
watching.
but you know how people don't always say anything. But when I see
Mhm.
people in public, they say, "Oh, I've seen your videos, etc." They be like, "What's it called?" And so
Mhm.
that really makes me feel good to know that people are actually watching.
Mhm.
And so I just decided, like, based on what the consistency, because that's what really it's all about, having
Right.
a consistent routine, that you don't feel good unless you're doing it. So it's like if I don't work out, like I feel like I'm missing something, and that's what
Mhm.
I kind of want to get to the point when I'm like trying to achieve any other goals. That if I'm
Right.
not doing something, I feel like I'm missing something. I gotta do this. So just committing to something and being consistent about it as well. Live and sweaty is
Were
all.
you always athletic or was this something you found as an adult?
I was always probably. I've been working out for a long time.
Mhm.
Yeah, I wasn't as consistent as I am now.
Right.
I would do it regularly because my mom has always been, a person that works out, eats healthy and all that. And she's just like my hero. So whatever she does, I'm like, what we doing next, Mom? So, right into my 20s, like really.
Right.
No, it's really been later than that. But in my 20s, that's when I was like working out and stuff. So I've always been doing that. But now, since the pandemic, I think it's been very consistent. This, life got a little rougher, for all of us at that time, for various reasons, including the virus.
Right.
But yeah, so it's just been a way to help me like manage and be balanced.
You speak about the motivation because, okay, so this is what happens. Every year we join Planet Fitness and we was like, it's only $10, $20. I'm going to bring a friend maybe. And you start, I did the thing where every day outside the gym, I would like take my little selfie and that was really for me. It wasn't for everybody else. It was both so for me. But then you'd be like, okay, I'm not going to go Tuesday. And then Tuesday of next week turns into Tuesday and Thursday. So how do you keep that? How would you suggest we keep the motivation up? Do we switch it up or do we just force ourselves to push through?
My first thing that I would suggest is always an accountability partner.
Okay.
Like if you're not paying a coach to like make sure you do it, actually have somebody who is going to work out with you. So the days they don't feel like it, you can encourage them, and the days that you don't feel like it, you can, they'll encourage you. Because it can even be a situation where you like, you can need both of you can't bow out. That has to be the deal from the beginning.
Right.
Both of you can't bow out the same
we
day.
both at Popeyes at lunchtime. Like we both can't be this person.
No, not today. Like tomorrow's your day. But like, yeah, so you have to encourage each other. And I think that's very important. I think that would be the best way.
Just accountability, because that seems to be, because often we start these journeys on our own thinking, I'm just going to try to do it. I don't want no distractions. But sometimes that person there can be a hindrance or like a really big help.
Absolutely.
I don't want the hindrance anymore. I've gone to the gym with several distractions, but now I need to like focus. And that seems to be the hard thing of keeping it moving. So once you start adding more so the mind and the spirit to your journey, that's when it began to be really interesting to me. Because people don't realize sometimes you got to fix stuff within you in order to fix the aesthetics that's outside of you.
I mean,
if the inside don't match, the outside not going to be worth it.
When they say when the glow up really comes from within. It starts on the inside when you start feeling better about yourself.
Right.
Whether it's like low self-esteem or coming out of just like a bad, like temporary situation, a set of circumstances in your life that may have you down. It's just always going to be more noticeable when you come out of those things. You overcome those things. You're going to notice it on your face. People say, "Oh, you're glowing," and I'm like, "Girl, that's Vaseline." But not really.
Not Vaseline.
But no, it really is just like how how I feel about myself. How I feel about my attitude about life and just being focused on being grateful. Not to.
But it's not just on the surface. Like I noticed you start doing like healthy quotes every day and kind of connecting that to you like exercising, and just your exercise became less about the aesthetics and more about just what has been keeping you motivated, and it became your fuel almost.
Yep. The exercise definitely is about my mental health. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, it really just it releases endorphins. It's scientific, biologically proven fact.
Right. Yeah.
When you work out, your body releases these chemicals that just make you feel better. So maybe in some ways, I'm addicted. I'm addicted. No.
But I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to be addicted to.
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously there are extremes when it comes to exercise. We've seen that, but that's, you know,
Now,
that's
if I see you start walking around like this, I'm gonna be a little worried. That's
like,
what.
no, I'm usually like, oh, rocks, no, 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 but
Soften up a little bit.
I
Skip a
do.
day.
You need it, you know. I need
Hmm.
it because I know it works, and that's the
Right.
point, like getting to that's the parallel with like, well, if you
Right.
know that you can't live without this thing, doing this thing that you're passionate about, whatever that
Hmm.
goal is, then that's where you want to be. You want to be at that place where you're like, I need this. I need to pursue this. I need to be on that stage. I need to be, you know, fixing
Right.
those cars, whatever it is that you just, you know, dream that you have. That's the feeling that Live and Sweaty is trying to evoke. Yeah.
And that's really my intention. And every year I reignite my Planet Fitness, goal. And it really, like, even on the health side, things that, so I've been thick as an adult. And it never affected me. Blood work always came back great. No, nothing to worry about. Always giving a suggestion. Maybe you want to plan for the future and kind of slim down some, or get into a regiment now. And I was like, okay, cool. High school was over. I didn't have gym class mandatory no more. It was like I'm on my own. College, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a little, little health class because I have to for GRs. But after that, I began to run, like, in terms of moving and doing things so much that replaced me feeling like, okay, I'm getting this in. I'm running from this side of town to that side of town. Being a teacher, you're running after children. But what you were able to maintain at a certain age as you get older, salt don't hit the same way, or meat don't hit the same way as you it used to when you was 20 or in your teens.
Yeah, sometimes I'm guilty of being in denial about like, but I look so young, you know. But like, girl, you getting old. It is what
But
it is.
what's that wake up looking like? What's that?
What's that wake up? What's that wake up looking at?
What's that wake up looking like?
I had a funny story. I woke up in the middle of my night and my face was like smashed, and I was like, I couldn't get it back. It was but you know, that's
Mm,
what I like to say. Like, yeah, we're getting older every second. Everybody who's living and breathing is getting older every second. And
yeah,
you can be in denial about what it really will look like because you might be in good shape, but
right,
um, on the outside, if you're not working actively to make sure the inside is good, then you can pretty much guarantee that it's not. if you're not,
right.
yeah, if you're not actively working on it, like, that's like
Stuff that used to be a little tight is feeling a little soft,
feeling a little
you know,
soft.
a little soft.
And bigger. I can't fit my clothes now, but at least I could say, well, it's because I'm working out.
Okay, okay, okay.
It might be both, but I don't know. I can say, at least I can say.
At least it's both. At least it's both.
Yeah,
I'd
like,
rather the latter, the both than the latter.
yeah.
But what are some basics that, in terms of like a regiment, that somebody can do that? Everybody is having to work at least two jobs, and we're artists, so we're not only working, we got the real job, and then the real job after that.
Mhm.
And then we're running from rehearsals or work, or trying to be socialites, if you will. What are some easy regiments that at least get you started so you can start developing a habit of
I would,
exercise?
I would say the best thing to do, and I'm a big proponent of this because it is what I do. I work out at home
Okay.
because, and I only work out 30 minutes
Mm,
every time, but I try to do it, 3, 4 times. But but working out at home will save you that time because when you got to add, and I'm
travel time.
thinking about what I know, like if I gotta
Hmm.
go home, put my clothes on after being out all day or whatever, just waking up in the morning and like you got trying to go to the gym in the morning, then I gotta, get back in the car, fight the traffic, get to the gym. None of that sounds like it's ever.
Hmm.
So all of
Trying
a
to fit it in on your lunch break or
sudden,
after work.
just do it at home
Yeah.
whenever you can. Just do it at home because you can just find your space. There are free videos everywhere.
Hmm.
YouTube, your phone, apps all over the place. I happen to use what used to be called Beachbody on demand, now just Body. But I have a subscription. It's $99 or something for the year, and I have access to thousands of videos. So if I'm feeling like, I just really want to do some yoga this week, then I could just watch the yoga video. But always in my home, it feels really comfortable, and you can even do that with an accountability partner. Y'all can work,
Mm-hmm.
about
It really, this virtual world that we live in now really helped me. I remember during the pandemic, because I was cooking more, I would go to the market more often. Or at least that was my one outing for the week. I would go to the market. But there was a time where I think I was good and I had enough food to last me. So I didn't go outside for maybe like 3.5 weeks. And I live on the third floor. So I remember going downstairs to get my Instacart order, and my legs was wobbly. Like I couldn't walk down the steps because I hadn't been, just walking across the floor from bedroom to kitchen. Like that was it. And I just realized, I don't want to get stuck up here. And I what was it, Gilbert Grape? That movie just jumped in my head, and I was like, I know. So I started using the steps, and I never thought about working out at home because I didn't have I thought I needed equipment, all this equipment, and I just started walking up and down the steps a couple times, and that helped me because now I'm not winded when I'm walking up the steps now, and I saw the difference. And it was that one little thing that kind of inspired me to do a little bit more. I haven't quite mastered the gym every day yet. But like you said, trying to figure out something at home seems to be like a great. And now that we have the internet, everything is on the internet now.
Right there, like everything is right there. And it's funny when you said like you were just walking up the steps, you used what you had. You thought you needed equipment, and you say all this equipment, and I'm like, really? The truth is, our body is equipment for working. So like we do have all this equipment.
Right.
You jumping jack, squats, push-ups, like you can do all kinds of things and not ever pick up a weight at all, and you get like a fantastic workout. So you don't even need any of those things.
So from just a suggestion from your workout group to you consistently starting to do it. We saw you on vacation doing it. We saw you the after effects where you give your little message to the masses. Now we're moving to this is your first expo or group outside in-person event.
Yeah, well, it's not my first. It was my first health fair event.
Okay.
I've done, produce other acting, entertainment related events, but this is the first time that I'm doing something that is health and wellness related. It kind of just, it came out of nowhere, just like Live and Sweaty came out of nowhere. It just kind of was something I was doing for me. I got challenged to put it in my story. I wanted to work on being transparent. Just like you said earlier, I wanted to work on like, if I want to do an interview series, I sure have to ask Andy. I was like, if I want to do an interview series, I have to be, me. It's not like I can't just be a character, like
right.
So like doing the Live and Sweaty videos after I work out, it's like in a vulnerable state. Like I started off in a bonnet, looking super crazy, but like totally stripped down, if you will. And until I started being able to like really articulate quicker, reach my points quicker. Like it was like really like a lesson for me. And so now I fast forward, now we're at this health fair because I'm like, oh, I've been doing this consistently for over a year and a half. This is something that I've been building without even having the intention of building it. And so I thought that was like kind of cool.
That's why, like, even with people who want podcasts or they want to do a play, I always tell people, you don't need all the bells and whistles. I think that's such a Black thing that we want everything to look squeaky clean and golden shiny. But just start where you are. Use what you have. You use your phone and you use yourself and you just exercise. And then now you're at a space where now you want to share that with, people physically share it with them. I think that's a great, just starting where you are.
Starting where you are, committing to it, and seeing where it takes you. Because it definitely, I will guarantee you that if you stick with something consistently, it's going to take you somewhere else. Because you're going to discover, it just will. Because you're going to discover things within, the work that you're doing, that you're focused on. You're going to discover things about yourself and open up your mind, and it's going to make you feel good. And you won't want to go and do other things. So, I mean, I think innately as humans, we just have this natural inclination to want to grow. Like we just that just lives in us.
Right.
Even though we may not always know how to do it or what to do, and that sometimes can make you say it because you're not doing it. I know I went through that. Feeling like, man, I feel so down. I'm like, I just have all these things I want to do. I feel so down. I'm like, well, you're feeling down because you're not doing anything. So I had to do something,
That mental struggle, and we've all gone through depression, but I think not blaming everything on a pandemic, but this pandemic was a real one, especially if you lived alone or if you were single or if you already had stress. Everything else got magnified. It's so much bigger than what it was. So having something like exercise regimens. I was joking with a friend of mine that lived in London. Like I used to, like on my lunch break at school, I would just be in my classroom on my lunch break watching him exercise. And I felt like so fat for doing that. But it was slowly motivating me to do something. So I would start watching him and then I'll walk around the whole school, or I'll go outside and walk around the playground, or it was forcing me to do something. But in the beginning, it was a TV show. And the same thing I was saying for yours, like it was like a reality show for a second. Like, where is Roxie gonna pop up now exercising? What is she gonna say today? But it really does. You don't realize it starts planting seeds in you and you begin to get motivated. And the next thing is just choose the action to do. Just choose one thing to do, whether it be walking or, you can't walk forever because then the weight is going to come off, but it's going to be squishy. It's going to be a little soft. But then you have to do something to tighten that up. And then, it's frustrating, but you got to, just stay the course and do something. Start somewhere.
Absolutely. And I can't wait really, for Saturday. Because I don't even know like what I'm going to say. Like I haven't, that's how much I'm like,
hey y'all,
it's Roxie. Like, hi, thanks for coming. But no,
but we'll have it together. The performer in you is going to come out.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, I don't want to, make me feel crazy, because that's the opposite of what this is supposed to feel like. It's supposed to feel like health and wellness. Like I can't be, getting stressed out about something. So,
but you are an artist though, so that's going to naturally,
that part,
turn it on. That's what will motivate you. You have been doing it, so if you translate what you've been consistently doing and use that artist, that actress in you to just rev it up. And I don't want you to be one of those like supercharged, inspirational individuals that be like, I think Roxie on the rocks. I think she needs
something is going on. Like,
but just use what you have. Like it just be you naturally. It's gonna be a little effervescent, a little charged, but that's who Roxie is. Roxie be, especially when you're serious about something. I can tell when you just phoning something in now, and when you're being your authentic self. I watched you a couple times and enough to know, oh, she phoned it in. But naturally, when you're doing it, it seems very real to me. Like, because I know you at least I thought you were really athletic. We've never worked out together, except that time you had me running around that damn.
Yeah, that's right. That's probably why, because of tight butt.
Right. Right. So a little bit getting into, speaking of you being an artist, how much of that are you currently working on right now in terms of being an artist?
Well, I feel like every day you can create, right? So everything that you build and create in your life is your personal art. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
just preface that by saying that this live and sweaty thing is definitely my current art. It's like I'm forming something, even right down to the logo, like having like I've had a vision and like I'm working on that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still auditioning for for things. I had a few commercials on right now, and so that's that part of the art. I do what moves me when I see it. So
Will we see you on stage or film anytime soon?
I mean, well, I am on currently running into commercials really
Okay.
and YouTube. So Brick Bodies, I'm in the Brick
Okay.
Bodies commercial. I actually was so excited about booking that commercial because I was just like, man, if I can't get this commercial with all my live and sweaty, I said, I'm just ugly. I was just like, my goodness, because I got everything else. So I
Right.
did book it, thank goodness. I'm confirmed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then you say it's out already, right?
Yeah, it's already out. Yeah,
Okay.
it's already out. And Brick Buddies is actually going to be coming to the health fair. Yep.
Oh, cool.
So it's going to be a lot of, I'm excited to see like what it really looks like with all the different pieces that I pulled together. But I think it's going to be a really good event. And I'm excited about Brick Bodies coming and like doing some giveaways and some little contests and stuff like that.
And what time, where, and what time is it?
It's at the garage
Okay.
on 6 East Lafayette, right at Lafayette and North Charles.
So right
Yeah,
there where the gas station is.
where the gas station is, right up the
Mm-hmm.
street, right the corner from the Charles Theater.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts at 1, it goes from 1 to 5, and I have a whole itinerary lined up. So
Okay.
yeah, so I say you got a little wiggle room in getting there. So like 110. Like 110.
I
That's
always suspected you were that type, like underlined, like you were a
yes,
drill sergeant almost.
yes, I definitely listen. Yeah, peppermint Roxie. That's what I want. Yes, sir. Call me peppermint Roxie. Yes.
So during the event, do I need to come in my sweats? Do I
Oh,
need to come ready to
yeah.
move?
You need to come ready to move, come in your sweats, make sure. I mean, I would come what I was calling like, chic, like
Mm.
workout chic. But of course, I don't know if that applies for everybody, but just something, that you can move in. It looks nice. And some of you might want to take a picture in for prosperity.
Oh, okay, okay. Let me go through the closet a little bit. Let me see what I got in there.
We will be, playing games and things. I have somebody come in from Game On Fitness, and they're going to be doing some like interactive games with everybody there, and that should be
Hmm.
fun. Some other exercise demos that I have going on, and then some cooking demonstrations with sampling, juicing demonstration. I think she's going to be giving out some samples of that as well. There'll be vendors with just about everything healthcare related.
Hmm.
Some other like some healthcare organizations coming to share information as well. And definitely wear your workout clothes and
Mm.
be prepared to move or at least cheer on the people who are.
I'm excited. I'm gonna stop by. I was a little nervous. I was like, because if she got me run, I did this reality show with Roxie that she created, and I didn't know what to expect. And I wound up leaving there very sweaty. And I was kind of nervous when she said this because I said she's telling me what it is, but that means there's a lot more
It does.
behind it. But
No, it's not going to be too much, but
right.
it'll be fun. Like you definitely want you to move, and it's not like it's a 4-hour event. I don't have 4 hours of exercise planned. Okay, yeah, not at
I
all.
don't believe it.
No,
I think it's about 3.5 hours. That's where my spirit is telling me.
together. It makes it's definitely so funny. So don't worry. It's just about coming and getting motivated and feeling the energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think I'm also going to be like recognizing some people in the community who have been inspirational to me. I've been watching them, and identified by other people who
Mhm.
basically use fitness as their like base, and then it is also spread out into the community, whether they do offer classes for kids, etc.
Okay.
We have some people who have been giving back after they use fitness as a launch. So I've identified quite a few people that I'm going to be presenting with some like recognition. I don't want to call it awards, but it is an award
An
kind of
honor.
honor. Yes, honor. I've been going back and forth like it's an honor. Yes, I'm like yeah. So basically, I came up with this framework for Live and Sweaty called "So Make a Scene," where
Okay.
basically they're going to be getting the very first scene make it awards because they made a scene, and scene stands for search, commit, engage, nurture, and excel. And that's pretty much like search, figure out what you want, engage,
Mhm.
do all those things. And then, voila, I have a Live and Sweaty total health fair like I did.
So this year-long journey that you've been on, it's probably been longer than that, but you consistently worked on it for this year. Now
Mhm.
you're at this first health expo. Where do you see this brand going? I'm sure you have a plan for it, but what can you project for us to watch out for?
Okay, well, I'm so confident or glad that you are confident in me having a plan because I wasn't really sure that I did. Because this has
That's
been
the artist side of her. That's just,
it's
oh my
like this is
goodness.
the most unplanned, but like a lot is always going on. Of course, I could see
Mhm.
something happening in the future. The first thing is that with Live and Sweaty being all about committing, I have called this the first annual, meaning that I will be doing it again as I'm building in a commitment by even
Mhm.
calling it that. And so then also, I don't know, I'm thinking like about this whole coaching situation and how I can really start to try to
Mhm.
motivate people one-on-one or in a group or something like that. So I think that is definitely in the plan, even though it's not on the paper, it's in the plan.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's uh,
I'm gonna
that's all anybody can really ask for in this moment because so much has changed and
Mhm.
force us to change is just the jump. The fact that you are not afraid to just take that leap says that this can be a very successful endeavor, especially that you are invested in it. Sometimes we just come up with ideas and try to push it to the people, but you actually use yourself as that guinea pig this year.
Yeah, yeah. And it's so funny because when I said I was going to do it, I picked a date and I was like, oh, okay. And then I literally didn't have any idea like who was going to pay for it. And you remember
That's
that?
definitely the artist side of you.
Yes, I did not know who was because usually I'm the producer side of me, I'm always paying for things, right? But I was like,
Mhm.
I just really take this hit because I really do want to I want it to be real good, but I was able to find a sponsor like the universe literally just kind of put it together like it was a magnet. So
Mhm.
I'm really so grateful to the Sigma fraternity. They were actually able to get a grant to pay for it, and it's going to be great. So it allowed me to have like
Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
so it's going to be it's going to be good. I got some really good giveaways. Oh, and you know what else I forgot to tell you? Um,
Mm.
was Farmer Nell from City Weeds.
Okay, Mr. Produce.
Yes, he's going to be there with the food giveaway.
Cool, cool. So see, I'm at a space in life right now where the plan don't always come together, but in the blink of an eye, things just come together. And sometimes you just have to just start it
Mhm,
and be consistently doing it and just hold on to it. And it wasn't anybody else's vision to get.
mhm.
Eventually they will, but it's just up to you to just keep it moving, keep it pushing, and just do what you know to do best. There's no, I guess as your friend was saying, just become a character. And I understand you wanting to be your authentic self being this. This is a business venture for you. So definitely tap into those tools that theater experience you have, that acting experience to be able to get you through it. But you're naturally going to come through.
Yeah,
You're That's
I
just naturally who you are.
Yeah, that's really like very important to me. It's just like being myself.
Mhm.
And being my whole self, and feeling like comfortable in my skin. Like
Mhm.
it's about like motivating you to be able to just like really hug yourself and not really
Mhm.
wanna let go. Not want to let go. Like, don't let go of that self of yours anymore.
Right.
You
And it
know?
may be a little nerve-wracking because you're not being a character. And
Right.
you're not hiding behind lines or an image, and you're just being your authentic self. That's normally when we get the most nervous, when we
Mhm.
have to stand out front and be who we are. We're naturally entertaining, but that helps you to get through whatever is making you nervous. But I get it. I definitely understand it. And sometimes when people have not jumped like that, they don't quite understand how nerve wracking it can be. Like, will they accept me?
Well,
Who's going to show up to this and all of that?
that's my thing. I'm like, I don't even know. People are like, well, how many people you expecting? I'm like, girl, everybody. All
What
of
was
them.
the name thing?
All of them. I was like, the more and the merrier are coming. Okay, everybody.
Well, you would send me the flyer afterwards, and I'll definitely push it out. And I'm gonna come because this is something that I definitely have been saying to myself. And now that I know somebody who is pushing, I'm gonna, do what I say I needed to do. And I don't have no excuse. All I have to do is walk down Charles Street and be there. I don't even have to drive. I can just literally walk a few blocks and I'm there. So I can't wait to experience it or, just take part in it because this is something that a lot of us have been asking for. And it's not just fitness, but it's that whole process,
Whole thing. Just
that whole mental, body, spirit, physical self that we've all been trying to tap into. And, just digging deeper, I know you haven't specifically told me your story, but all of us, it's just something in the atmosphere right now. And some of us are facing it and being transparent about it, and others are still trying to push it down deep. And my suggestion is, and what has happened to me, I could not hide it anymore. For 30 some years, I was able to hide behind, just, oh, that's Nate. That's, oh, Nate. But now it's forcing me to live my truth
yeah.
in so many different ways. And sometimes that manifests itself into depression or stress.
Yes.
And exercise is a good door or a good vehicle to kind of manage it and deal with it and face it. And,
Mhm.
because you can't exercise your depression away, but you can definitely put yourself in a consistent motion to
Do
fixing and
it,
healing yourself.
and not like succumbing to it. If
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in the ways that it can be like super deep. Yeah. It's just like
Yeah.
it's basically, it's a fight. It's like you're
Mm-hmm.
fighting the fight. It's just like you use it. I'm using my workout as a weapon. I'm gonna write that one down. Okay.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
One.
It was at 43 minutes and 6 seconds. Just remember that. But
Okay.
it's definitely like that's really what I saw. So I'm at a space right now. I've been doing the podcast for about 10 years now. And I'm just at a space now that everybody I bring on, it has to be something purpose driven,
Mhm.
something that is for us, not just you selling albums or books or, t-shirts or something, but you actually doing something that's for the greater good of everyone, including myself. And that was what was motivated. I just saw that you had the event coming up, and I wanted to make sure I was there to support in any way that I could. And definitely, I'm going to stop by. I'm gonna wear my good shoes because I know there's going to be some type of sweat
Yeah.
involved with anything Roxie does. Just know that. Even in a ball gown, Roxie going to have me doing something that's
I'm
going to
like,
stretch
oh,
you.
yeah, we're gonna have a dance. It's gonna be a DJ. We're gonna have a dance party. It's gonna be everything. We're
See,
doing.
it's gonna be fun. It's not all depressing and hard work.
No, dang, it's gonna be so light and loving and great. You go.
Because my spirit is saying that I'm sweating down thinking about it. Like I feel like there's a jumping jack or a burpee or something involved in this mix, and it's cool. I'm for it. I'm
Look, I'm
for
not
it.
in the exercise classes. I have not said don't do burpees. I probably could do that. Like, listen. just leave the burpees out because I want them to come back next year. Because they'll be like, I'm not going to that. She made us do.
Yeah, I said they're doing planks and burpees, but it's if and who it's for, it will be for. And I'm definitely in that space where things are starting to get soft that wasn't soft before, and I just want to, it's not even about a weight loss journey anymore. I left that years ago because you'll trick yourself, and then when you lose the weight, what?
Then what?
Then what? What you gonna do? Stop?
Now you just like, what? Yeah, then you gonna stop because it's like now I'm sad and skinny. Like, no,
Right.
Yeah, you gotta keep it up.
Right. Right.
Our mind likes to play tricks on us, like at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, am I doing the right thing here? Like, I
Always a question.
just convinced myself it was the right thing 15 minutes ago. Okay, now I'm trying to figure out why.
And that took me 30 days to get to that resolution.
30 days to get to that. Now I'm trying to figure out why this part of me is rearing its ugly head talking about don't do that. Like, man.
And it's our doubt, that thing of doubt in us and fear, especially when you are initiating something and especially when you connecting business to it and your creativity to it. It's always a little thing that taps you on your shoulders like, oh, is Baltimore ready for this? Do I have enough supporters to be able to kick this off? And it's fine. Like all that I'm realizing is fine. It's healthy. It is your mind trying to protect you. That's it.
That's all it is. Like you have to, your mind is going to think about what might happen because because that's what your nervous system is set up to do to protect you. It
Right.
really is. So I would be worried if I wasn't like sometimes overthinking things or trying to protect myself. I would be worried about that. So
is that a part of your communication with us as well? Mm-hmm. Not just the physical side of it, but the mental and spiritual side of it? Because that's what I was hearing from, all the lives that I saw.
Absolutely. So the lives, like number one, I'll be showing some lives because I figure like people should know, like everybody might not know how I got here. So that is a part of it. I will be like having some of the video up to show, give some examples of what I'm talking about. In addition, to really, having some motivational moments and things like that. Like if anybody would like to even come up and talk, if you have a testimony,
not a testimony.
If you have a testimony,
I'm gonna say this used to be entertainment for me. I'm not gonna tell you I was snacking sometimes watching you sweat on vacation. I'm not even gonna tell you that. I'm not gonna say it to you.
That is
no.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be focusing on like the mental and the spiritual part of it too. Just like finding different ways. And that's why I thought it was important to have different types of exercises, especially like something that was real rigorous and really sweaty, to other things that force you to get centered in a different kind of way, like yoga. So there'll be a yoga demonstration as well. So that forces your mind to think differently, but you're also still being active. And so just being able to illustrate the spectrum.
Okay. So as you were talking, I was thinking about some goals. I have 2 big bucket list goals. Do you have any bucket list things connected to this endeavor? I know for me, I don't know how to ride a bike. True story. I had a very overprotective mom who didn't want me to hurt myself, so I never learned how to ride a bike. I owned them, but I never learned how to ride them. And 2, there's a running group in the city. I think there's a couple of them, but there's one main running group, and my goal was to join that. Now, I've always lived in this area, so once a year our life gets turned upside down by that marathon. And I'm not there yet, but I am at the point of the running group.
Okay.
So that's my goal, to learn how to ride a bike so I can ride a bike more and to join the running group.
Is it a Tribe Called Run?
I think I don't even know the name of it. My barber was a part of it, and he used to always try to convince me. And I was like, "Do you see these thighs? Do you see this booty? Do you see that on the streets running?"
You can,
but that was again my mind protecting me from
absolutely
my laziness.
Yes. So okay, so those are your bucket list goals. So for
Mhm.
me, I would say, and it's funny that you brought that up because that is one of the little things that I'm going to have at the
Mhm.
family, little bucket list bucket.
Oh, okay.
You can anonymously put down your,
Well, you
commit.
gonna know who those two are because we're riding together.
So yeah, that's funny that you brought that up because that
Mhm.
idea just got kind of formulated in the last couple of days.
Mhm.
Like you're always getting the signs that things are like happening the way they're supposed to. But my
Mhm.
list as it relates to this, oh child, take take a vacation.
Mm.
Take a vacation. I need to get to the beach ASAP. I'm making it like my business. So it's not
Yeah.
even, throw the live and sweaty part. Like, you gotta be living too.
Yeah.
Be living too. And um part of that, like being mentally healthy is like the self-care part.
Mhm.
So out
Yeah.
of self-care, but getting massages is self-care. You know what? No, that's what I'm changing mine. It's gonna be massage, get a massage.
I mean, you can get a massage on the beach. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
this
very
massage.
Jamaica. That sounds like Jamaica to me.
Yeah, I'm really bad sometimes at the self-care part. Like somebody gave me a gift card for a massage, probably, I don't know, a year and a half ago.
Mhm.
I still have it.
Oh wow, wow.
So, yeah, that's going to be my thing. I'm going to schedule that and get that massage and use that card because that's ridiculous.
Mm.
If I do
Mm.
say so myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not to be, this gonna sound a little weird, but I had the colonic for mine.
Mhm.
I like massages, but I am more inclined to not necessarily the massage to make you feel better, but the ones that realign you,
Yeah.
the real hands-on one.
Mhm.
Um, but I did a colonic and I felt like it changed my life. Now I went back to eating badly, but it it made me feel so much better.
Mhm.
It makes you feel lighter, but you also feel you don't feel empty. You just feel like, oh, I just took the trash out.
Uh-huh.
It's
Yeah,
a
and
real I took the trash out feeling.
it's a learning experience for sure.
Yeah,
You're like, oh,
it is.
okay, all of that in there in me. You don't
Yeah.
say. Yeah, and then they're like, it would. I guess it would make you kind of mindful of like, well,
Hmm.
at least how often are you you going, right? So
Hmm.
yeah, so you like I haven't had one in a really long time. It's been like 20 some years.
Yeah. That
You
was
know.
my one treat. Like one once the one that was in my area opened up. It's one out Towson that I go to. But it was my treat to myself once the pandemic because I think I ate and tried every TikTok recipe known to man. So I was like, I need to get this out of me somehow, completely.
Like this.
But yeah, it's like a internal massage almost.
Yeah. What's the
Hmm.
well? Give me the name of that when we.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mhm.
But it really, I, 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 I would like to, whatever I can do to help push it for you, or share it out for you. Definitely, don't hesitate. This one last time, where will it be? What time? Do people search? Because I know I think I registered online.
Oh, did you? I didn't even know
Mhm.
that people were doing that. I was hoping that they would. I really. I'm just being honest. Like, people like,
Mhm.
I was free with my daughter just before. Yeah, but I was hoping that, you can register that. You can search for it on Eventbrite.
Mhm.
Register. It is free, 100% free. There will be just save your money to spread it around the community for our lovely vendors and things like that. And then it's at the garage.
Mhm.
More 6 East Lafayette Street, 21202, and it starts at 1 p.m. and
Mhm.
doors close at 1:10. No, I'm just kidding.
She's serious about. I was about to say she, but I'm not believing it. So I finish the show at 1 o'clock, and I'll be dressed, and I'm gonna get down Charles Street
All
as
right,
soon as
it's from
possible.
1 to 5 though. It is from 1 to 5.
Okay.
I'm not,
Okay.
I'm not closing the door.
But she was there. She was kind of serious about it a little bit. Like you
Like,
better be there
how it is.
at
You plan.
1:09.
It's like you plan it. I'm like the schedule say. Once I got a
I think this is going to be a success because a lot of people have, even more people than normally.
schedule.
I think a lot of people just need the group aspect of it again. We've been doing a lot of this through virtually for so
Yeah,
long, and people have fallen off. I know I have. And that group atmosphere will kind of, especially with like-minded people. And
yeah,
I'm glad that you didn't, bring, and jewelry vendors and stuff, but everything is geared towards reminding you of why you're there. So
yeah.
I think it's going to be very successful. I have a couple more questions for you, and
And
we
also,
will be out of this piece.
I want to say very
Go
important
ahead, go ahead.
that people should definitely, it's all ages. I think I did say that, but bring kids because I have some things that they can do. We all can do all the things. So I
Hmm.
wanted to really have it's for the community, and children are a large part of the community. So
Right. That's great too, because often sometimes you can't always take your child to the gym, but
definitely.
figuring out some ways to incorporate, the children, and it can be happy for all the people with the babies. Glad
Yeah,
that ain't my issue, but yeah, for the babies.
that ain't my issue, but you can
But
bring
yeah.
your that's something.
So in terms of people don't know who Roxie is, can you give us just a brief overview of who this person is outside of the characters and smiling faces?
Okay, so I don't like, what am I without my smile? So no, I mean, I'm born and raised in Baltimore. Um,
Okay.
yes, I went to Western High School.
Oh, that's it now. She a dove. That's where that.
Yes, I
Okay.
am of. I graduated from Towson University.
Okay.
I have spent a lot of my career working in like human services and case management, and really just like caring about the people. So, and then from that, I started to get into acting and started my production company. Um, and running a business and
Was
doing
it many me's?
a million me's
A
for them.
million me's. Okay, a million
Yeah,
me's.
because they're just are a million
A
me's.
million me's.
Yeah, a million bees. I was like, well, okay, yeah, a million bees. It makes sense. It's appropriate, and yeah, that's been going on since I guess like 11 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but generally, asking the question like, "Who are you?" Somebody, I had an interview obviously earlier at 5 o'clock, and he asked like, "Who is Roxie?" And I'm like, that is such a deep question, dude. We don't have enough time, but ultimately, with that being said, I came up in Baltimore City. I like to help people. I love having fun and laughing, and I love making jokes. It's like never too serious until it's time to get serious.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's who I am. Like, okay, we
A
playing
good balance.
a good balance. I love that. And then just somebody who just like has a lot of love to give. I got a lot of love in my heart.
Give it. Crystal
Chris,
says you too old to not know how to ride a bike. First of all, you should be judging your life. Please don't judge my life.
I'm
I
not
have
gonna
a very
scary.
overprotective mom who loves me a lot.
Now it's a scary thing. Get yourself a cruiser. That's what I did. Hey,
Uh,
hey, hey,
Jean
George.
Oliver. And then we have Miss Kenya Yvonne. I want all see all of you all there. George, I want you there with all of your babies, all 500 of them. Bring them down. Crystal, come on. Kenya, bring your babies on down. Get some
Yeah,
exercise in.
yeah.
And my final question that I ask everybody:
Okay.
what advice would you give to your 17-year-old self, and what question would you ask to your 100-year-old self?
Ooh, okay.
No, no, what's the lottery in 2023?
No,
None of that.
no. If to my 17-year-old self, I would say be intentional about
Mm.
what you're going to do when you go to college. I had
Mm.
a full
You
scholarship.
spend a lot of time in that quad, I see. Okay.
I had a full scholarship dropped in my lap, and I did not have a clue about what I wanted to do, and I kind of
Mm.
just floated through school. And that's what I would tell my 17-year-old self, like, girl, be intentional,
Mm.
be social so you can figure out who you are and
Okay.
what you do. Don't, you're not going to learn nothing,
Mm.
over
Mm.
here by yourself, doing the same things that you said. So that's what I would say to my 17-year-old self. And what
Mm.
I asked to my 100-year-old self, I would ask my 100-year-old self, Did you ever find a love that could understand you?
And
And
that love can be anything.
yes, yes,
Mhm,
and accept you for who you are. And I am talking
mhm.
about romantic
Oh,
that time. I'm not always talking about that, but when I'm 100, I might want
mhm.
to do that.
And I am tapping into the writer in me that I kind of avoided for so long.
Mhm.
And though that is a writing prompt that I use when I'm stuck, um, I use it as a meditation prompt as well. I was about to say a mindfulness prompt when I'm with children or, with anybody who's kind of feeling stuck. Even for me, when I wake up in the morning and that 39-year-old Nate says, "Hey, you can't spring up out of that bed," you know,
Not
the way
today.
you used to. I use that when I'm frustrated, and it tells you a lot about where you are right now. The question that you asked and the advice that you gave to your 17-year-old self, and a question that you asked to your 100 self, it tells you a lot about where you are right now and what means the most to you in this moment.
Mhm.
And that can change from moment to moment. So if you ask yourself this today, next Wednesday, it may be a different answer that you give to both of those. But
Absolutely.
that it's for everybody who listens to this. I do that for every guest because I just I'm interested to know where they are in the
Yeah,
moment. And that's
yeah.
a good prompt to understand where you are. Clearing
It's,
out the space and it helps you to avoid things when you're trying to make up an answer, but it
yeah, I was
tells
gonna
you a lot
say
about where you are.
not having a lot of time to think about it was
Hmm.
okay, yeah.
I've been doing it for a minute, and I kind of know, the ropes of this
Always
a little
ready.
bit.
I'm always ready, so it's fine. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah. But if you not thinking about it, ask yourself that in like a month, see where you are. And
mm-hmm.
it may be different, love may be still prominent. It may still be, there's another crazy person out there that's gonna match with this Gemini sitting right here. But it's definitely, a great space. And I'm proud to see where you are. I've watched you grow. We've gotten to work together a couple of times. I can't wait to see that happen again. We may have some stuff coming up. So get
Mm-hmm.
that memorization skills together.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you do a one woman show, so I know
Yeah.
you ain't scared of that.
Nice.
But I definitely anything that I can do that this platform can help you do, don't hesitate. And I don't want to see you in another 7 years or so, but come back as often as you need to promote what you're doing, to share your journey and talk.
Well, I thank you so much for having me and letting me talk about, me and the health there, and hopefully people will, enjoy us cackling together, and we'll be inspired to come out.
You have that infectious ability to just bring the giggle out of somebody.
So yeah, I hope that people be inspired to come out Saturday and just
Hmm.
have some fun. Just show
And
some.
we'll share it. I'm definitely so send it to me once we get off of here. This has been another edition of the Artist Exchange, the new Artist Exchange podcast. I'm really excited. Don't forget the next show up is Friday at 1 p.m. with myself and Alan D. Gray, speaking about the negative effects or image of Black success within the Black community and just beyond. And just everything talk radio, podcasting, all that jazz. And again, if you're interested in starting a show or bringing a show, if you have an idea for a show, we're also doing that. And also, the last Saturday of this month, myself and Shinyer, we host a series in conjunction with the Black Arts District where we bring together artists, business owners, entrepreneurs, all that, people who have careers, want to be an entrepreneur, so on and so forth. And this month, we're actually doing a workshop. I'll be doing a workshop on media training. So getting you ready to come on, and you can be as smooth as Roxie is with giving the answers and such. So we'll be doing that, and we're actually at the Art Social Club for the next couple of months until they close down for their ultimate. They're doing a lot of renovations in that space. So come on. It's the last Saturday of every month. If you go to our pages, you'll see it promoted. The Black to the Future event. So come on out. We have a lot of resources. If you need some grants, we'll be doing a special. I'm gonna say it. We have a special giveaway, and it may be two $500 grants for the businesses, but you have to come on time. It starts at 7 o'clock, and we have a workshop inside. We have a networking session. We always have some live music, food, all that. So come on out and join us. Black to the Future event with myself and Shingier as the host. So that's it. That's the Artist Exchange Podcast. Thank you all. Come on out Saturday. If I have to sweat, you have to sweat too. So
Live and
come on
sweaty.
and join
All right.
There we go.
Oh, thank you so much. That was so
Thank you. Thank you. This is getting easier.